Champions are not born. They're forged. This is about turning the ordinary into undisputed. Available now. Ade Gman, brought to you by Undisputed.
Morning, babes. Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully, you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. We are back. Obviously, unless this is the best green screen in the business, and it certainly isn't. But look, it's good to be back as well. Always is. I've only been gone like 5 or 6 days, but it does feel a lot longer than that because so much has happened in the world of boxing since we last recorded. A lot of that down to a certain Mr. Jake Paul. Some of that down to Mr. Daniel Dubois. So we're going to get into both of those two guys in a minute. We might be covering a lot of old ground here, but why not, right? Before we do any of that, drum roll please. I have something to show you guys. You ready? Ta-da! Can you guys see that properly? Hopefully you can. It arrived a couple of days ago. I was on holiday when it arrived and I was itching to get back just because I wanted to pick this up. Because this is, I don't know, it's a journey. It's a journey. Presented to Ade Gman for passing 100,000 subscribers. There was a bit of paper in it as well, which I think is over there somewhere. But yeah, it came. I'm not quite sure where it's going to go. Maybe there. Yeah, probably there. So you guys can see it. Or maybe there, actually. Maybe there, on the corner there. But look, again, thanks to you guys. This is all down to you guys. Thank you so much to the old school subscribers. I always talk about you guys a lot. The new subscribers, everyone that's kind of gone and come back, and everyone that's been supporting me from the very get-go. This has been an 8.5-year journey. So if you have started a YouTube channel and you're kind of like, mine's taken 8.5 years. So just be consistent and it will happen. So look, again, thank you to everyone. Hopefully, I can see as many of you as possible. September 4th, King's Place. That's when we're doing our first live. I don't know if there are tickets available. I think there might be a few tickets. The link to the ticket, sorry, is in the description. That's coming soon. 10 days away. 10 days away. So look, hopefully we see as many of you there as possible. All right, let's get into some of the stories. I wrote them down because like, nah, I ain't missing out on these subjects. Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul, or Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis. By the way, some of the numbers that are going around about this fight are laughable. Like I used to do this as well, actually. Before I started working in boxing, I was like, oh my God, they're making 150 billion. Like, let's just relax a little bit with the numbers. Gervonta Davis is making nowhere near 200 million. I don't know where, like, how do people expect him to earn that much money? Like, what are we doing? Gervonta's only taking this because he's earning $250 million. I'm like, what? And these are from like sources, like real good sources. I'm like, stop it now. Like, stop it now. He's going to make good money, but nowhere near that money. What do you think he's making then? If he's making that, what do you think Jake's making? $500 million? Like, what are we doing? Certainly not. But look, they're making good money. Did it come as a surprise to me? Yes. Because, I mean, if you listened to any Eddie Hearn interview in the last 2-3 weeks, you would assume that we were very, very, very close to seeing AJ versus Jake Paul. Like, very, very close. I think Eddie even said 80% done. Although Eddie has also said in the past that he heard Gervonta versus Jake is happening. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Eddie's talking about AJ versus Jake Paul in the new year. Maybe it's a case of Jake Paul has this one, and then he fights AJ in March. I don't know, but I thought we were going to get Jake Paul. Instead, we go from Jake Paul fighting a guy that weighs 260 pounds to Jake Paul fighting a guy that weighs 135 pounds, nearly half of AJ's size. I'm very conflicted with this because I've seen a few people's videos and, you know, I watch a few people's stuff, and some people are like, you know, fuck it, right? Go and make the money. It's a dangerous sport, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, I get all that. But it's quite different with AJ versus Jake Paul because a lot of people, and I don't agree with this, obviously I'm a big AJ defender, but a lot of people are like, AJ's done. Like, AJ's done, never going to win a world title, he's rubbish, retire. I've seen that. You guys have seen that as well. No one's ever said those words about Gervonta Davis. Like, Gervonta Davis is very much, I think, in the peak of his career. AJ isn't. as much as I am, again, an AJ defender, I've also said that AJ should retire. I've said that before myself. And I've said that if he doesn't retire, AJ's maybe got 1 or 2 more fights left, big fights. Hence why I've been screaming Fury. I, again, wouldn't apply any of those things to Gervonta Davis. I think Gervonta's, 30? Gervonta's considered, whether you agree with it or not, Gervonta is considered the number 1 lightweight in the world. And it's a division that includes Shakur Stevenson, a lot of young guns coming up. I'm not any more sure if it's going to include Keyshawn Davis, but it's a hot division. He's considered number 1 in that division. Like, that's why I kind of find this a bit, I don't know. Like, there are challenges out there for Gervonta. There are big money fights out there for Gervonta. We want to see Gervonta in those fights. Again, I don't know how many fights people want to see AJ in, just to make the AJ Jake Paul comparison. 1, as far as I'm concerned, that was Tyson Fury. I don't really have any interest in seeing an AJ in any other more fights. Whereas Gervonta Davis, I wanted and still do want to see him in so many more fights. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. These exhibition things are, like, really and truly, they should all be when your career's done. Like, when you think of Floyd versus Logan Paul, it's done, right? Floyd versus Conor. Did he have one more after? Was that it? I can't even remember. But it was right at the end. It was done. Right at the end. Even if it wasn't. Right at the end. These guys having these exhibition fights in between what is the peak of their career is kind of weird for me. Very, very weird. And then it isn't even comparable to Ngannou Fury, because at least these guys were the same size. Like, Jake Paul is a 215, 220 pound guy. I don't know what he walks around at. Gervonta fights at 135. I'm guessing he walks around about 155. Like, what? Like, Jake Paul, I've been around him. I'm 5'11". I'd say he's 6'1". Gervonta, I've been around him. I'd say he's 5'4", 5'5", max. And you know, a lot of these guys wear those big fucking heels. So it's such a weird fight. Like, it's such a... Oh, boxing. Like, anything goes in it. Boxing is the sport where anything is allowed. Like, I mean, they were close to allowing AJ versus Jake Paul. You know how dangerous that is? And now, anyway, that they've sanctioned, or I guess because it's now exhibition, you don't need to sanction it. These guys are going to get it on. I don't know if it's going to be 2-minute rounds. I don't know if it's going to be 8 rounds. I have no idea what this is. But yeah. And by the way, this is no slight on Jake Paul. Jake Paul's been doing it 5 years. Whoever he fights professionally is a bit of a problem, right? This is by far his toughest opponent, regardless of size. So this is no dig on Jake Paul. This is me pointing a finger at Gervonta, saying, dude, like, I mean, you don't want to do this. You clearly don't want to do this anymore, do you? Like, Lamont Roach was a tough fight. You should have ran that back. It's not happening. Shakur Stevenson's been calling you out for I don't know how many years. You get pissed off with people talking about Shakur around you. Like, it's I don't know, man. I find it just crazy. But look, it's happening. It will do great numbers. Will it do Jake Paul, Mike Tyson? Forget about it. Like, that shouldn't even be the barometer. That shouldn't even be where you're looking at comparing numbers to, because that's just an outlier. Like, Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson. Gervonta isn't that, although he has been compared to a mini Mike Tyson. So look, it will do good numbers. It will do bigger numbers than Taylor Serrano. Will it do numbers that Gervonta walks away with 200 million? Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. But it will walk away with a big, big check. Maybe comparable, maybe just a bit more than Ryan Garcia fight. But look, I don't know. You know, there was something the other day I was thinking when someone was like, I think Jake Paul tweeted it, like, I kind of run boxing. And I was like, you don't run boxing, but you're not far off running it, dude. Like, everyone would fight Jake Paul. Like, Canelo was that close. Canelo was that close to fighting Jake Paul. Let's not like act like that didn't happen or wasn't going to happen. So you look at the 3 biggest names in this sport. I mean, at least top 5 are Fury, are AJ, are Gervonta, and are Canelo. And Jake Paul is close to fighting all of them. Madness. Honestly, it's madness. But look, that's going to happen. Wow. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know what to make of it. On the flip side of that, what does this now mean for AJ? Like, what does it mean for AJ? Like, what does AJ do now? Who does AJ fight? I mean, again, it looked like it was all systems go for Jake Paul. Does that mean it's going to be Tony Yoka? Does that mean it's going to happen in Ghana? Obviously, the last video I made, I think I mentioned that Frank Smith and Freddie Cunningham, AJ's manager, were in Ghana. They were scouting. It looked like a stadium. Is AJ going to fight there? Is AJ going to fight? Like, it's been a year now, right? That Danny Dubois fight September, so it's nearly been a year since we haven't seen AJ in the ring. It's a long time, dude. It's a long time. Like, what was the injuries that severe, or? And if it is a Tony Yoka fight, what's the plan? Is the plan then to like go back and try and fight for a world title? Is the plan once Usyk decides, okay, you guys can all take the belts, you hungry fuckers? What, AJ then fights for a vacant belt if he gets past Yoka? Like, I am fascinated by how this all plays out. Fascinated. I think the heavyweight division right now is in a weird space because Usyk is the ruler. There is this young pretender. There's guys in between. There's the old killers that say they're retired, but it looks like they want to come back, i.e. Fury, AJ, Wilder. They look like they're kind of hanging around. Is Wilder going to fight Ngannou? Like, it's all over the place, isn't it? Honestly, it's all over the place. So, look, hopefully we get some... What normally happens, it's normally a domino effect, isn't it? You get one big announcement, and it's like, okay, he's fighting him. Okay, who's left? And then I'll fight him, and I'll fight him. We'll see. We'll see. Talking to heavyweights, Daniel Dubois gets rid of his whole team. Crazy. Honestly, I think it's a crazy decision. I really, really do. So let me get this straight. You got beat. I understand when fighters sometimes do change trainers. I do understand it. Sometimes you're like, ain't working. And you can see it. Like, I've been saying this for a while about Boatsi and Virgil Hunter. Great trainer, Virgil, but I just don't see it working. Honestly, I don't see it working. People might say, Ade, you're out of line. I'm out of line. But with Daniel Dubois and Don Charles and that team, so you got beat by the greatest fighter of this generation, maybe top 5 heavyweight of all time, and you're like, nah, fuck it, I need to change trainer. Like, there's a time to change a trainer. Obviously, there's clearly things behind the scenes. Like, I can imagine Stan and Don Charles bumping heads. Two really big personalities. Stan being Daniel Dubois' dad, if you don't know. I don't think this is a Dubois decision. I really don't. I think Dubois and Don Charles have created a great relationship. I mean, Dubois became world champion with him. World champion. Beat Hrgovic. Beat AJ. Beat Miller. What are we doing? There's no reason to change trainers. Was favourite to beat Joseph Parker. It didn't happen, but was favourite. There's no need when you're on that kind of run with a trainer and then you just run into Usyk. Do you like, okay, we need to switch? No, you don't. Don't need to switch at all. You don't need to switch. Tony Sims is the rumoured new trainer. At the time of filming this, I don't know if Danny Dubois has announced it or not. Obviously, Sam Jones is now part of the team. I mentioned this on the video, didn't I? I think that's a great appointment. I think Sam's one of the best managers out there. But I just don't understand how you get rid of a manager that's brought you so much gold and success. Like, you are the best version of whatever you've been. Like, this is the best Danny Dubois we've seen. And did it go wrong against Usyk? Yes, so? So? It's been wrong for everyone. Everyone get rid of your managers and your promoters and whoever, your trainers, because it's been wrong for everyone. I still have Daniel Dubois as a top 3, top 4 heavyweight. There's no shame in the way in which Usyk beat you. I don't think this comes down to a trainer-fighter relationship. I think there's sort of heads being butted all over the place. Obviously, there was this pre-fight party, which Don Charles had to go onto TalkSport and try and defend. Why would he want to defend that, really? But he had to, didn't he? So, again, behind the scenes, there's a lot going on with Daniel Dubois. And if I'm Don Charles, head up, Don, because I think you have shown that you're a top trainer, and hopefully fighters can sort of be queuing up because, you know, he's got a really good setup and it's all about you in that setup. There isn't 7 or 8 different fighters. It's about you. And he's, I think, turned Daniel Dubois' career right around, like completely turned it around, where everyone was, and I know some people still label him as a bit of a quitter, but that's bullshit. Everyone was like, you know, looking at him like, it ain't going to happen, is it? And it happened. And he sold out stadiums. And he had an undisputed title fight. Don got him into that position and he's got rid of him. Joking. No loyalty in boxing, that's what they say. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Josh Warrington playing the waiting game but hoping to land Lee Wood rematch. I was with Lee on my way back from Saudi. Lee wants this fight as well. Yeah, it's the perfect fight for both, isn't it? It's a perfect fight for both. I guess, is it big enough at this stage of their careers where it does go to Ellen Road or it goes to the City Ground? I don't know. I guess that's the big thing, right? Because if it does, then every promoter should want to be putting this on. Like, I don't know if Lee, was it a one and done with Queensbury when he had the Kakache fight? I don't know where he is and who he's with. But I did see a video of him next to Eddie talking about this fight in Saudi. So maybe a relationship can be rebuilt, if you like, and they can get that on. Virgil Ortiz Jr. respects Erickson Lubin for doing what others would not. Don't know about others would not. I think we've seen the Xander Zayas. Like, people will fight Virgil. I don't know why we haven't got that fight or why we didn't get the Ennis fight, but Erickson Lubin, Virgil Ortiz is a really good fight. Erickson Lubin, is definitely a top 10. I was going to go a bit higher, but definitely a top 10, 154 pounder. And I thought he was done. I have to admit, when he lost to Charlo, I remember he got knocked down early by Charlo in that world title fight. And then when he got beat up badly by Fundora, I was like, okay, maybe that's it. But he's done well to kind of claw himself back. And last time out, looked really good. I can't remember who he fought. Unbeaten. Brain's gone. But it looked really good there and getting the stoppage. So this is a big fight for him against Virgil Ortiz. And this represents more money. There was a lot of talk about him versus Bakram, who I believe now is going to fight Josh Kelly. And you weigh it up, and obviously Bakram's a world title fight, but you're probably thinking money-wise and just everything, the glitz and the glamour. Virgil Ortiz is a bigger fight, so he's gone down that route. So yeah, off that, Josh Kelly's now moved into the number 1 position, I think. So I think Josh Kelly is going to be fighting Bakram. Good luck, man. Good luck. I've seen there's this image, fantastic image of Boots Ennis and Canelo sparring. Fucking hell. You seen the size of Boots Ennis? And this is what I always tell, no one believes me. These guys are enormous. See the size of him? He's doing that pose. And don't worry, it's not as big as this, but he's doing that pose. It looks enormous. And everyone knows just how good he is when it comes to sparring. Like, he's been known to be that guy at sparring. Like, you're not going to hear any stories of someone getting won over Boots Ennis when it comes to sparring. So if Canelo's brought him in there, Canelo really wants that work. I can't wait for this fight. I'm going to do so many videos in the lead up to it. I think it's going to be sensational. All right, what else we got? Jarrell Miller, Michael Hunter fight off. There's no point anymore in booking a Jarrell Miller fight, is there? Like, I love Jarrell Miller. I know some people don't love him because of his past issues when it comes to PED usage. I laugh because he had everything, didn't he? He had a fucking pharmacy in his body. But he has good value for money. But I don't know if this is off because Don King has blocked it. I think he's done a cease and desist. Is that what they call it? Cease and desist. But yeah, that's now what? 2, 3 fights. Jarrell Miller was supposed to fight Derek Chisora. Let's not forget that. Jarrell Miller was supposed to fight Fabio Wardley. Let's not forget that. Jarrell Miller was supposed to fight Michael Hunter. Dude can't catch a break. All right, anything else? Loads of little bits and bobs. Loads. Jose Felix Soto picks up 5-year ban for positive test after Lewis Crocker fight. I think that's a UCAD ban. It's not a worldwide ban. He can fight next week. Peace.
Champions are not born. They're forged. This is about turning the ordinary into undisputed. Available now.
Ade Gman, brought to you by Undisputed.